A history-making pole position for Fermin Aldeguer. He gets a pretty good start away there from pole position. Albert Arenas got a good launch away there as well from the second row. Likewise, Jake Dixon, who might slot himself straight away into the top three. Fernandez. Fernandez had a shocking start, and he's already gone down. Disaster for the Spaniard.
Yeah, he's ran someone else out wide as well. I think it was Manuel Gonzalez who he ran out wide. He was just in the wrong place at the wrong time, but disaster at the start of the race for Augusto Fernandez. Aldeguer has got the start and got away. He's got Tony Arbolino just behind him. Canet's already getting his elbows out. Looks like he was fighting his way past Ogura. Canet looking to try and make his way through early on. He's already up to 7th position, but it's Aldeguer who's got the start from Arbolino, and Jake Dixon up into 3rd. As we now keep an eye on what happened to Augusto Fernandez. We got a graphic saying that he was involved in a crash with Gonzalez, but Gonzalez is 2 rows further back, so I'd imagine he just gets caught up with the crash in front of him. Let's have a look. Yeah,
Fernandez totally fluffed the start, bogged it off the line. He's already down in, what, 7th or 8th place. Did he just clip the rear tyre? I think he might have just actually clipped the back of Ogura, and that was absolutely crucial. Into the first corner he goes. Yeah, he did. There was clear contact there. Nothing he could do about it. It was just a passenger along for the ride. Gonzalez, unfortunately, having started from a brilliant 10th place, was also caught up in that tangle. Zonta van der Gorberg, unfortunately, after a real promising Saturday here, head in hands for Fernandez. Zonta van der Gorberg's been another early faller. It's been a pretty dramatic start, this Moto2 battle here in Turn 3 of Hondo. No drama, though, for the pole man. And for the history-making teenager, Fermin Aldeguer. He's got Celestino Vietti for company as well, though, in 2nd place. Canet's on the charge, though. Aron Canet is charging. He's just set the fastest lap of the race on the previous lap of 1:43.117. Only a fraction quicker than your race leader, Fermin Aldeguer. But Aron Canet really starting to hound and harass Somkiat Chantra. And Tony Arbolino directly ahead of him. This would be a... Here he comes. Yeah, that's lovely. Has he got the inside line? Arbolino's not going to let him have it for nothing, is he? Arbolino thought just about tipping in there, but he knew there'd be contact there. So Canet's stunning charge early on here in Argentina continues. He's now up from 12th to 4th.
Vietti's all over the back now of Fermin Aldeguer. This is perhaps what the Boscoscuro team feared. If Vietti could get through, and he does indeed go through up the inside. Aldeguer left the door slightly open into turn 1, and Vietti rides straight through it. We've seen already in these early stages Vietti having got through that early traffic. He's able to set a pace up at the front. Can Aldeguer now just tuck in behind the championship leader, who's not exactly an experienced rider in his own right, but certainly more experienced than Aldeguer? Can the championship leader now pull away from the 16-year-old?
Be interested to see what happens to Ogura as he already surrenders that place back to Tony Arbolino. Arbolino on the inside into turn number 5. He's going to go in that a little bit hot, though, isn't he? Perhaps picking up the slipstream, running into that turn 5, 4 or 5 kilometres now a little bit quicker. This is classic battle list between the two men who fought it out for the Moto3 World Championship a couple of years ago. It went to Albert Arenas, but Ogura, he's always so good in the second half of races. He's so brilliant at tyre preservation, the Japanese rider. If he can keep himself into contention, that's Sacconi just keeping himself out of trouble, having already pitted with a mechanical problem early on. So good work there from the rookie.
Confirmation from Simon Crowfart in pit lane. All riders are on the same tyre choice. They've all gone for the harder front and softer rear tyre. So there's going to be no anomalies in the field.
Oh, that's Aldeguer. Oh, he's gone down. Aldeguer's gone down on the exit of turn 13. Did he lose the rear? What happened there for Fermin Aldeguer? A nightmare, unfortunately, for the teenage sensation. He was making history yesterday, becoming the youngest rider ever to set an intermediate World Championship class pole position. And unfortunately, 24 hours later, the dark side of Grand Prix motorcycle racing has bit poor old Fermin Aldeguer down. Thankfully, he's slow to his feet. That looked like a heavy crash. Let's try and see we will see what happened here then to Fermin Aldeguer. Oh, he's had a collision
with Vietti. Vietti got out wide and then came back across on the inside. I'm sure the race direction will investigate that. Vietti trying to resume the racing line, and Fermin Aldeguer with nowhere to go.
Well, look at this. He gets spun right around in the air here. Aldeguer, look.
I was wondering why he ended up there. That's not a part of the racetrack. You'd expect a rider to end up having had a crash. We don't see riders really high side through there, but Aldeguer just spun over the top. And Vietti, of course, wouldn't have expected necessarily to find Aldeguer there, but Vietti was busy recovering from his own mistake, and Aldeguer really had nowhere to go there. Nothing the 16-year-old could do. He can't back out of it at that later stage. He had to try and stick at it, and unfortunately pinged straight over the top of his Boscoscuro chassis. And we'll have to see now with Vietti, who now has a 7/10 lead over Somkiat Chantra. Will Race Direction have a look at that? The two Honda Team Asia riders are the riders on the move in this Grand Prix. Chantra's closing in on Vietti, and as you can see now, here's Ogura zeroing in on Aron Canet.
His time will come. Aldeguer's time will definitely come. He looks like one of the big future prospects, one of the big future stars in MotoGP in the future. You have to remember he's only 16 years of age, so he will... Vietti's gone wide. Now, Vietti's had problems, hasn't he? He's had major problems, hasn't he, Celestino Vietti, stopping that Kalex chassis into turn 13. That's what brought him into the dramatic instant, the controversial instant with Aldeguer. This time around, he ran wide. Chantra was able to safely get himself through on Vietti. So Somkiat Chantra, for the second time in 2 weeks, leads in Moto2.
You can see this time, look, Vietti having a good look to his right this time, and Chantra having a look himself as he goes past. Clearly Vietti, having had an incident earlier on at that corner, very keen not to swoop back across onto the racing line this time, but there was no problem on that occasion. Chantra was already through. Yeah,
that was smart by both men there. They were desperate to avoid a recurrence of the Vietti-Aldeguer collision. Now, then here comes Vietti with some slipstream. Is he going to have the inside line to pinch that lead back into turn 5 from Chantra? No, Chantra's just too good, too strong, too hard on the brakes. And again, sector 1 with the yellow flag out. Not sure who we've lost there, but Vietti just struggling at the moment to stop that Kalex machine. Now it's Chantra's turn to go wide. They're all making mistakes then into that turn number 13. Chantra wide, Vietti comes back on through.
And Ogura has got into third place ahead of Aron Canet. You'll see him in the back of the screen. So you're going to have two Honda Team Asia riders now battling for the lead in this Grand Prix with the championship leader, Celestino Vietti. You'll just see Ogura coming into the bottom of the screen any moment now. He's just 0.7 of a second behind his teammate. There he is, back of the picture. Ogura is past Canet. Vietti back into the lead. This is anyone's game with half the race still to go.
Vietti got the hammer down just at the perfect time. 0.4 quicker on that penultimate lap he was than Chantra. There is still no way through for Canet on the brakes into the first corner. Ogura doing such an amazing defensive job here to try and make it a double podium for Honda Team Asia.
Will Canet get creative then on this final lap? You can see Jake Dixon closing in on them on this final lap, but he's just too far back, just over a second behind, although Dixon is certainly lapping faster than this pair at the moment. That podium will have to wait another weekend for Jake Dixon unless there's any chaos up ahead of him. But onto the back straight once again. The only chance for Canet is if he can get alongside before they reach the braking zone. If he's in that slipstream and still behind him, as Ogura looks to take a bit of a defensive line down the middle of the circuit, Canet braking as late as he dares.
Ogura then finally yields into turn 5, but he's gone in too hot. Canet was pressured into that move. He's looked at Ogura so many times into turn number 5, just got that little bit impatient, tried to just make the block pass to maybe just run Ogura a little bit wide, but he was able to just hold the position. Here he comes now. He tried at turn 5, it didn't work. He now tries at turn 7. Has it worked this time around? No, Ogura, he snaps straight back. How loose was Ogura's rear tyre though? Canet around the outside does hang on to that third place. What great late drama here in Moto2 in Argentina.
Ogura's so good though into turn 13. We've been saying it from a defensive point of view in these early laps. Ogura's so good. Will he now be able to attack into this final right-hander of the race?
Well, Celestino Vietti is going to take his second win of the season to increase his lead in the World Championship. This is the intense battle though, raging for the final place on the podium. Here comes Ogura up the inside of Aron Canet. It's going to be victory for Vietti here in Argentina. Ogura will make it a double podium finish for Honda Team Asia. A stunning ride by Somkiat Chantra. Back-to-back podiums for him. The Thai rider, stunning form right now. Ogura does take that third place. A double podium for Honda Team Asia.
Celestino Vietti. 2 victories out of 3 for him. A special Sunday for the young Italian, who just emphasises his dominance in Moto2 at this very early stage. Vietti dominant in Argentina here this afternoon.